just becomes fodder. Not to say that we shouldn't charge it, because that's going to bring down the price of everything else. However, if we're talking like baseline price, so well, we'll figure that out.
Yep.
All right, how have you been, Jaycn?
Yep.
I am doing fabulous, thank you.
Hey, good to see you. Good to see you. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
Oh no, I was gonna say hello, but I guess you have a meeting, so I'm gonna take my leave.
Well, you can stick around if you want. You know,
no, this wasn't planned. This wasn't planned at all.
I was.
No.
All right. Well, it's good to see you, Jaycn. I know you were coming back Tuesday, but we didn't get to line up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I came back Tuesday just for a couple hours, and then I wasn't around Wednesday, Thursday, and then I came back yesterday, and so I should be back more or less on my normal schedule now for a while.
Easy. We've done a lot of renovation down here. Lot of, oh my God, there's so much. We got to catch up. There's a lot. Have you, Danger, did you show her Leviathan Capital at all?
I was going to. I was just basically telling her exactly what has been happening so far. Okay. I was going to give her TLDR and then show her. Yeah.
Okay, easy.
That was the plan.
There's at a high level, I've been running math on everything. So effectively probability mixed with costs and whatnot, so that there can be a understood baseline for like what the base level cost of something is given the price of bet. And that will then be utilized to then give mechanic shops these pots at said price plus a little bit, right? Plus, you know, labor. So effectively with the idea that every mechanic shop will be able to facilitate not only a profit, but will be able to provide those services throughout the city. And what this is solving is, well, there's a probably deeper conversation we need to have in private, I think. You know, given certain topics last week, which I'm sure you're aware of. You know.
Maybe everything I've been getting has kind of been bits and pieces, so I've been trying to put together a timeline, but so much happens in the city when you're gone for a week that you never can piece it back together.
Absolutely. The one thing I will say is that a lot of people have been asking for specific pots, and we're doing like a hard line. Even if it's like our best friend, we're not going to give them anything just so we don't turn into a, you know, oh, but they got one, but I didn't. In fact, Maxwell's fucking triggered at me because we pulled a yacht and I haven't given it to her. But, you know, everyone's got to, once the doors are open, once the site is up, like, you know, we'll make some magic happen. So.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. When is your schedule turning back to regular again?
Pretty much now. So I'll be around earlier tomorrow. And then I usually get in around 8 Eastern during the week.
I got you. Okay. Then
and I think next weekend I'm going to be gone for a couple of days. I'm going to take a vacation on a sand planet.
Yes, I will probably be doing very similar.
Just say you guys are playing Dune.
What's that?
Anyways, I'm gonna show Jaycn the site.
Okay, easy. All right, cool. Well, we'll link up tomorrow then.
Yeah,
perfect.
Sounds good.
All right, easy. All right. Oh, by the way, Charles, opened up a bunch of piston boxes and engine boxes.
What'd you get?
Not a shitload, but
yeah, I owe you money, don't I?
See the magic though, right?
Probably, but I was gonna talk to you about the farming setup that.
Wait, say again? Wait, what do you mean?
I said you see the magic, right?
Here,
like the possibility of getting like more engines, yeah.
Yes. Oh, engines? Yeah. There's definitely more engines, but it's not significantly more either. It's.
Do you feel like, would you like opening them separately, or do you feel like it's just better to do car parts with the chance of getting an engine?
We don't know yet.
You don't know yet. Okay.
No.
I gotcha.
The problem is that depends what people want. Like, there may be enough engines coming out. stage 5s are definitely people want it, right?
People have been saying they want JC short engines, E6s, like V12s, like those engines. People have been wanting those engines.
Yeah, so I definitely pulled some of those. In fact, I got 2 Yotes and one of the
exactly.
But the problem is it's 250 bet, right?
Right.
So here's the way to think about it. The amount of stage 5 that people want is so much that we're going to be opening up an endless amount of those, right? And we're never going to get enough stage 5s, right? And in doing so, we may end up getting enough of the engines that people want. I just don't know what the demand for engines are in relation to stage 5s.
I would say engines should be valued more. Let me break it down just for a second. So yes, they're good, but when you get stage 5 parts, you get something at the expense of something happening to the vehicle, like dampeners, right? If you get stage 5 dampeners, you go your vehicle does improve, but it how do I say this? It doesn't counter the turning, right? The turning gets a little bit off. So some people would put like Lucky Torkel, for example. He has a Premier that's decked out. He put only certain parts, not all stage 5s, to fit the car because of what it can handle, and then the tires make up for the rest of it. So it's not good to have only stage 5s. You do want a variety of parts that counter most of the vehicle's flaws. I don't know how to advertise that, nor do I think people would really look into it like that, but there are people in the city that do care about that function. Not stage 5s being a part, it's usually engines or it's the tires. Those are the major factors. Parts are just like a variable of what fits into the car. So that's what I want to try to get people to see, but not, a lot of people are just so hooked on their car going fast vroom.
I agree with you. I agree. But the thing is, we can't, the point I'm trying to make is like, people are dumb.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. And even the PD, literally, I spoke with PD and they're like, we don't want the stage 5 and a Yote. And I'm like, listen, you dumb fucks. Like, that shit doesn't come.
Vehicles, bro.
Well, first off, if that's literally how they're going to do it, they're going to end up spending like, you get what I'm saying, right? We had to open $10 million worth of shit to get one, right? Now, don't get me wrong. Like, you can get more with engines. But the point is like, I couldn't even, it's kind of like, you know, when someone like doesn't give a shit and you can kind of tell, like when I was like, why don't you start with stage 4s and like a engine that does 80% of it and then go up? But it's just like, you know, crickets.
So
and I'm just like,
did you advertise it like, hey, you guys would be getting stage 5s?
Honestly, here's the thing,
like,
Charles.
You guys should start with stage 4s.
Here's the thing, like, the beauty of this new model is people can be dumb, they can be smart. It's not our problem. At the end of the day, it's like gonna be one of those things where it's like, hey, we can recommend something, but you know what? Whatever you want, you can have it, and there's gonna be a price for it. You know what I mean?
We have it, but that doesn't mean it's the right choice for you to make.
Exactly, and we can pass on that headache to the mechanics.
Real,
right?
I mean, and it'll be fun for mechanics because they like to test for a lot of things.
Exactly that. Because
I see the point you're making.
Yeah. But with that said, like, given how many, like, think about it, like how many stage 5s there are. There aren't that many. So you need to go through many to get the stage 5. And if people want this like rare Pokemon card bullshit, right? And even if they don't have an entire starter deck, you know, and that's kind of the situation, right? It may make more sense to open more parts boxes, and then the fodder, the 10% of getting an engine, maybe producing enough engines that we don't have to worry about it. But only time's gonna tell, right? Once we open the doors.
It's a time variable, yeah.
Exactly. And the cool thing is, like, if it turns out we got more of one thing versus the other, we can just like backfill it. And as the data gets entered in, the prices are gonna automatically fix themselves. So, and as bet goes up and down, which, mind you, I think bet is actually worth dog shit right now. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, bro, it's.
I actually think we made the racing scene lose its mind. I'm not even kidding. I genuinely think we kickstarted. We are the reason why racing is happening and all this other shit is happening.
I walked up to Deke. I was like, "What are you gonna do over there?" He's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go back to racing and boosting." I was like, "Oh, okay."
We got the entire city addicted. That's it.
Yeah.
So
I just handed them a pipe, and then now they're just smoking out of it. Yeah.
Yeah. But
when the site launches, can I get paid because my kids are starving?
Yeah, I'm waiting for the commission option.
Okay.
Oh, one thing. Tony accidentally. There's this whole shit. He is mad. Yeah, I gotta fix it. It's not on Tony. If I'm gonna be honest, it sounds like it's on both of them, right? I don't want to dig into who's what. It sounded like Peter may have sent it before he double checked the number. Like, brother, if you're sending $250,000 plus, like, double check.
He said when Peter called me, I wasn't really taking it. I just basically laughed, and he said, I was like, well, it's just something I wouldn't do, and I just laughed at him, and he hung up. He just.
I think what we might end up doing is like, anytime it's over the phone, always send your state ID.
Oh, that's what I send my
yeah,
state
that's
ID
what
to
I've
them.
been doing.
But then they just copy it, and if they get it wrong, that's on them.
Exactly. I'm even thinking, on that receipt, like when the receipt's generated, I think there might just be a copy option, and we just text that receipt to their text.
I would love it if you could add if you can have them include can we include their state ID with their name?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It should be a receipt.
Do that.
So that way if they're like, oh, blah 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 blah, it's like, well, you have the receipt on your literal phone. So
we're not exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
It'll get ironed out, but yeah, that was pretty fun.
Awesome.
Do you want me to just give her the rundown of it, or do you want to?
Yeah, no, I'll stick around. Like, why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have the site, Jaycn?
I can, yeah. Or did it change?
Well, same login, different site, basically. Same login, different site. Hold on.
Well, Kortz Center is not up yet. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Kortz Center is not up yet. So obviously, in order to get cop huts, we need bet. So, you know what? Let's wait for tomorrow. I think you can show her the ropes, but I have a much deeper conversation to have with Jaycn. So, give her a rundown, and then I'll break through some of the rest. Just show her Leviathan for now. Not anything beyond that.
Do.
Yeah.
Okay, I had a brief conversation with Junior yesterday, and he said I needed to talk to you about moonshine tracking or something like that.
He didn't tell you the details? Nothing?
No, it's just something about having to track moonshine sales or something, which I've already been doing on my own.
Yeah, so but
that's really all he said.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah, Junior's been he's gotten like an island recently, and that's like kind of like he's been speed running important conversations. Is the best way I could put it.
Okay.
We realized last week while we were like redoing the legislation for all the, marijuana, that there's a line in there that requires us to get a monthly receipt of like everything that's been moving, and we haven't received any of it, or we don't even have a way to submit it. So I wanted him to reach out to everybody and be like, hey, get all those receipts, and if they don't have it, let them know, like, hey, try to get it in a week or something like that. So we can get
I have mine. I keep track of all of mine. So that's easy for me to get. Especially since I haven't been doing much the last couple of weeks. So I have all of mine in a Google sheet that I can just submit the link to wherever.
All right, perfect. Yeah, Junior was supposed to gather it all. We can re-chat about that. I get that prepared, and then he's got to talk to some other. I think there's Billy something.
Billy Strutt, yeah.
And I told him, like, listen, as long as shit looks all right, like it's whatever, but we got to track it, because if someone comes knocking on our door, we're gonna be like, hey, you've had this thing for like 3 months. Where are the receipts? And we're gonna be like, well, I don't fucking know. So
Right. Now, I don't know what the legislation has been changed to, but I know the original legislation sounded like that if you just had receipts for the last 30 days, that's all that would be required.
It needs to
I have
be
all of mine.
perfect.
So,
And it doesn't need to be everything. It's that every 30 days it needs to be submitted. But I think we haven't been on top of that is effectively what it is.
Okay. And I have the receipts for Danks as well that I've never handed in because I never knew what to do with it, but I just kept a running total.
That is
Or maybe
perfect.
not total, but a running receipt sheet.
Oh, good shit. Okay. Pharmacy passed.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's another big one coming. But Charles, you wanted to, do your spiel?
Oh, yeah. I sent you the Leviathan thing, by the way, Jaycn.
Okay.
For you to look at, yeah. You get it up. So as Nino said, the racing scene, the boosting scene has had a significant
Which we don't really know where it's coming from, but it's just might be related. Who knows?
I mean, I had a racer walk up and say, "I'm getting so much from this." I'm like, I'm just here to buy it.
Okay.
I just kind of blinked at him, yeah. But the best way to explain is that we're gonna be buying for a set amount. It changes, it varies with the market. We have our set price. We buy at a minimum of, well, at discretion. At discretion, we could buy it for a reasonable price, or we could set it at a set price for individuals, right? Bulk price will obviously pay more, but the price I usually do is $290. Then for upwards of 300, 310, obviously talk to Nino. It's bigger transactions. So you'll be selecting the crypto name. You have to sign in. I'll wait till you do if you haven't already.
How do I sign up?
It's the same as your Kortz login. It's the same as your Kortz login.
Want me to remember that shit? Okay.
Yeah. I do because I have it as autofill, so it's it's easy for me. I actually like that you included your state ID on it, so that people don't have to get scared when they send it, Nino.
Yeah, I think so too.
We're getting scared, like, what's the state ID?
Oh my fucking god! I mean, the easier we can make things for people, the better.
That's always going to be the case. Yeah.
Yeah. So the entire back end's changing for all this. But I think
All right,
whatever.
I'm logged in.
Beautiful. So go down to exchange. So the crypto name, right? You would change it to whatever. You could change it to not change it to whatever. You change it to bet. There's only one option. There'll probably be more in the future, but that's to be determined. Then the customer name would be the person you're buying it off of. So like,
wait, exchange where?
Exchange.
She's not gonna be able to see that. She can only see the first bit. Yeah.
Oh, she can't see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I
just see like crypto offerings and.
Would that work?
Yeah.
Well, if you want me to
let me
do something, then probably
actually no. Don't send anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, when you do see it,
just in case, like one day someone's like looking at text messages and shit like that.
Someone's gonna go through her phone. No, I don't blame you. So I'll just explain it then. Okay, so under offerings, there's gonna be exchange, which you don't see yet. Exchange, obviously you click on that. There's going to be a drop down. There's going to be a receipt. There's going to be a transaction history, and there's going to be pricing. Crypto name, you're obviously going to be bet because you're going to be buying it. And then there's going to be the customer name, the person you buy from. So like Marty Banks. Yeah, Marty Banks. Let's say he's selling 2,000 bet. And Marty Banks is trying to get you to buy it for like 330. You're like, no. Bad Marty Banks. 290, 300, depending on obviously how much you have. Slap his hand away from the cookie jar.
Now cut the price to 200,
which will be the 2,000 you're buying.
Oh my god, you know how crazy that would be?
So like 290. And then the one that people have struggled with are the receipts. So the bank receipt and the crypto receipt. When you go to check your stock on beta, on the portfolio,
yes,
it gives you your transaction histories. You would take a picture of what you got from him, and then basically what you sent to the account, which would be Nino. you get it into one picture. So you getting it, and then you being sent to them. I could give you an example, but I think you know what I'm talking about.
I kind of know. Yeah.
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 You basically get a picture of the two ins and outs. You getting the bet and then it being shipped out. It's in one picture.
Yeah.
And then you just add that on the receipt. So that way people can't complain or bitch that, it was, well, that's not what I sent. Yes, it is, dumbass. So then the bank receipt is obviously you just label the description of you bought 500 bet for $2.90 per. The drop down, you take a picture, and then you put it as a URL. And then you submit the transaction.
Yeah.
And then that will go on your transaction history for him to see, and then to reimburse you.
Oh, okay.
So the
circle.
The cool thing about this is it's kind of the start of a effectively a full crypto exchange. So when someone goes to the website, like anyone in the city, they can see what the market price is, what our buying price is, and it will fluctuate. It hasn't really fluctuated yet for reasons, but there might be some things that happen, globally, etc., that might make things crash. We might, drop in the price, etc., etc. So, God knows what happens. But
that's really cool.
At any point, those things change, regardless of whether I'm around or not. It's all being recorded. It's all being tracked. So, like, the way we pay back people, or get people filtered in, is like these guys got a stipend. They can send it out, but their stipend is always getting replenished because I'll send it like in the morning and then in the evening. So,
okay, nice.
Yeah. So whatever's going out is coming back in, and then it's also in the back end, like tracking commission and all that kind of stuff. So
we are using personal accounts for the transactions. Or are
yes,
we doing the Kortz accounts? Okay.
No. It's going to be, well, yes and no. Like kind of. That's a bigger conversation, which I'm too exhausted.
Okay, that's tomorrow. That's a tomorrow.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
Perfect.
Yeah. But yeah,
right, I think I gave like the best rundown of it.
Yes. So.
And then how do we go about signing people up? Just if they have a Kortz account and happen to know about this website, or do we let them know?
Unrelated to Kortz entirely.
Separate.
Yeah, this is very
okay.
Yeah, this is going to be separate from it. However, the software that that's being built for this is going to be utilized, leveraged for the new Kortz site. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So then how do we get people onto this website? Is it just people we know that have deal with bet that we trust, or
no, anybody?
Just anybody that's advertising bet, we can direct them here.
So that's the other thing. We're not actually telling anybody about the website yet.
Okay.
Because it's still in beta. I want to make sure it's in a good spot and everything is sort of there. We're telling people like kind of very selectively, right?
Okay.
So actively, like these guys, the brokers are out there like, doing their business or whatever. But the business is effectively, think about it this way. Leviathan Capital is sort of doing a service for the Kortz Center. So there's a bit of a like separation taking place.
Awesome.
But what that's doing is it's allowing, the system is making it, getting bet is extremely, let's say, time consuming, right? And a singular entity being able to acquire mass amounts like we have, like God knows how much we've gone through at this point. This has kind of simplified that entire process. Once everything's, and this is part of that bigger conversation, is once everything is kind of up and going, Kortz is going to always be stocked up with the cop pods. But
perfect.
Yeah. So that and moving more to a wholesale model, because I think is selling singular dinky things 24/7 just doesn't work. Hence the, let's make it's Mopec for cop pods. That's the way to think about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, anyways,
easy.
Basically,
yeah.
Couldn't have said it more simply.
Yeah. Yep.
Interesting. Oh, really quick.
Mm-hmm.
I've been thinking, right? Okay, that twat doesn't help anything. I don't know what that was. That's unrelated. That's unrelated to whatever that was. Don't look at that.
I'm allergic to Los Santos County.
Same.
Stay in your fucking Blaine then.
I don't. I don't. Anyways, what I've been trying to do, I think, as a thing that I think actually needs to happen up north, that I think you'd be okay to help with, maybe, depends.
Okay. Yeah.
To actually be getting a kitchen or an.
Oh my God, you're about to like. That's fucked. Like, that's so funny, what? Actually. Well, you're about to have this conversation, and she had just twatted that out. I see why you called it out. But sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so I really want there to be food that's accessible, like to being made, that people don't have to make it down here to bring up there for food transport. Me and Gigi have been working on a place. We're not working, sorry, I say working, but we just had the idea, and we want to work on something to actually introduce a kitchen up there to make food. I was wondering, like, if something was made for it, would you advocate for it? Would you actually be down to see what it could be? No, it's not in your area.
Like advocate that there's like a food place? Yeah, I mean, my buddy owned one. I knew 2 people that ran places up there.
Pretty much where I'm going for. Like, if you want,
but like actually having functioning stoves and stuff?
Yes.
I'm not advocating for any construction.
Okay, look,
I'll tell you why. I want to give you context, right? I had to deal with Princess trying to convince. I am still annoyed with.
He's fucking up my run right now.
I don't want to have anything to do with construction governor conversations with Princess because I don't think she recognizes where the lines are, and it gets.
Unfortunately, I'm an extension of her in a way.
I know.
I can see it. Yeah.
You get. I want to. Did I tell you what happened? Do you both know what happened?
Vaguely, but I might have forgot. I'm trying to do it the right way.
I don't think I know.
So what happened was, I discovered that the DOJ was sending, like, a lot of money. I forgot how much it was, like 6 mil plus.
It was like 5, I think, right?
Yeah, maybe it was 5 to a Pursuit account. And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Oh, I remember. Okay.
Yeah. And that was a problem because, like, this isn't, that's a massive conflict of interest. It shouldn't be happening. And what had happened was, like, the Pursuit guys had, like, more or less swindled the DOJ into giving them. I don't know. It just a fucking shit show. Anyways, I got to resolve them. Like, y'all can't be doing that. If they need money, there's avenues to do that, right? We should not be circumventing the law because someone wants fast cars. It's so dumb. And to effectively think that's a good idea, we might as well just ask people to, like, make cars pop out of thin air. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's whatever. That thing got resolved. I originally brought it up to Princess because I was trying to do the right thing, right? I came aware of it. I'm going to tell the other mayor this. And I told her, don't tell anybody yet. Let me figure out, like, what's going on so it doesn't turn into some shit. This fucking dumb fuck goes and, like, the next day is like, oh, my God, if the DOJ is giving money, then maybe they can give money to this and da-da-da-da-da. And, like, I'm like, bro.
I had a phone call with her about it for, like, 20 minutes.
I was like, how are you, like, going from this is fucked to why don't we also do this for our counties? And I'm like, hello? Like, maybe, you know what? Maybe I'm just going to call, like, call the fucking faceless up or see one of those people that can, make things pop out of thin air and start asking them to just dump money on the ground. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. Like, so I tried, but I was I already kind of knew she'd say something, but that kind of confirmed it, that I can't trust her with, like,
rudimentary information that she shouldn't disclose.
Right, exactly, because something like that, it could, as you know, it can take sometimes days or weeks to make something happen, and you don't want some dumb fuck throwing like a wrench in the works, right? Because then it's a waste of everybody's time, except the dumb fucks. Or it can cause, like, rumor spirals or whatever the fuck.
Oh, no,
anyways,
it would have been bad.
So those texts turned into, would you be willing to like sign a document? I'm gonna send the governor or something to say we should get the same amount of money the PD does when there's an arrest. And I'm like, bruh. I'm like, I haven't even fucking hit up the governor like that. You think I'm gonna fucking put my name on some dumb shit? Like, and it was just, she has since been, I think, pretty pissed at me, which is, I think, kind of fucked. You know what I mean? Like, so hence why I'm not interested, because I don't know, brother, like, I don't know how to put this into words. Like, I don't know what that means when it comes to her. I don't want her, like, I'm not putting my name on something that might be, God knows what, right? Like, worst case scenario, like fucking slamming the guy's fucking email. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to sign on to that conversation, right?
I personally couldn't do it myself, knowing, because I have no weight, but also the fact knowing that it shouldn't be resolved that way. I know there's so many other ways to do it.
There's so many options. Yeah. There's dozens of options to explore that, the first step should not be like, let me fucking. There's
a word for it. What is like? It's like brute forcing, right? Or it's something like that.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called. Yeah. But so there's so many things that can be explored towards it. I tried to tell her, like, there's ways and avenues we can go about it. We shouldn't have to be limited to thinking it's our own like discretion to just do this based off what we know.
Look at the Kortz Center, bro. In 1 year, we got a little show, right? We did amazing with it. We continued to do amazing with it. But everything was built on top of it, even though we were hoping for registers and this and that. We're not sitting over here moping about it. We said, all right, let's make it work. Right?
It's working too, and it's doing really good.
Yeah, exactly.
We already know what was. I'm not gonna name him.
Yeah,
we know who it is. That fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Don't do it.
I'm not gonna do it. It wasn't me.
Oh, this fucking dumb fuck sent me a receipt for car upgrades that he gave me as a gift.
Oh.
It's been over 30 days.
He got you, bro.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Doesn't have the right parts in it.
Oh.
And the prices are inflated. And he put it in a contract. And I already sent him money.
Oh.
So he just sent me evidence of extortion.
You're gonna get his ass. That's what you're
I looked at this thing and I'm like, this has got to be the dumbest motherfucker like in existence. Because
why'd he do that?
I think he's really not intelligent. Because probably he wanted to sue my ass, right? And so he's saying, here's the invoice, give it to me, otherwise I'm gonna sue you. Well, best of luck, brother, because I have fucking transactions showing what happened. And listen, it's gonna end badly for him, is what I'm gonna say. But
is he gonna go through with it? I don't think he's gonna go through with it.
I really fucking hope he does. It would be fucking hilarious.
I wouldn't put it past him going through with it.
Yeah.
You think he's committed by him sending that? You think he kind of thought about it? He's like, man, should I? And then he did it.
It doesn't even have the right parts, bro. Like, it's so funny. I also immediately had someone inventory the vehicle pots and look at their state, among other things. So I don't know. I wouldn't even. It still hurts me that like this fucking guy. I gave him like 1 million outs, right? Just explain what happened. That's it. Like, look at Tony, right? Like, there was a little fuck up. All we needed was an explanation. But if Tony had gone and been like, don't know what happened. Like, oh, fuck. Yeah, then all of a sudden it's like, you can't trust the person.
I tell you right now, like, yeah, I mean.
Him running away from you, like the girl in Scary Movie, was one of the most hilarious things I have seen in the city.
No, it was, bro, it screamed I was caught. You know what I mean? Like.
Oh, that's right. When he just got on his
yeah, I'm not talking to you about this, and just ran.
That's why I was scratching my head, because he could have easily just like discussed it,
explained
right? Like,
it.
It was an open.
I didn't
floor,
realize
like,
that was happening. I did this. Here's the remedy. Whatever. It was just skip. I don't know. Like even when we talked to him, Jaycn, like on the pier, I think I had this part of the. I don't know. It was like fucking 4 attempts to like bring him to reality. I even said like trying to edge him towards like, look, I guess you don't have time. I really just wanted him to like step down from the man. Like he could have just stepped down, like, because he was at everything he was saying was, I don't have time. My focus is B2 Customs, and that's okay, right? But he couldn't even say that. He's like, no, I got all this time, but I'm still fucking everything up. The worst thing about it,
running B2 Customs out of Kortz in a way too.
Well, he was. I found out after the fact that he was leveraging the prices, and at the end of the day, I don't even think he made that much, but he just kind of, it's one of those things where it's like you don't want someone to like look into your business, otherwise it goes sideways. Because now look at it, right?
Well,
like he's not even in the picture, and we're literally killing the monopoly.
Yeah, it's doing way better now. But I don't know. When I think of the Bruce incident, I just think of rolling a snowball down a hill, and it gradually turns to like a snow boulder, right? And then we kind of just stopped at midway before it hit like someone in the street, like that kid being like Kortz Center. Like it could have been devastating, realistically, if we didn't notice it sooner. Because a lot of that stuff would have added up. It would have been probably tragic to go on further without noticing it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's I agree with that.
No,
but it is what it is. Lessons learned, better thing, and plus this shit's been amazing. I think it's gotten a lot of people involved, which is pretty cool.
Back to center of focus. So you're saying there is no kitchen? Definitely not, because I really do want there to be something accessible up there. We even have a location that we would actually fit for.
I don't know what, like, I mean, were we talking construction request or?
No. Okay, well, so like the only construction that would have to happen, let's just say if it had to happen, would be stoves, so that food can be made, right? Like hypothetically, because I would love to get my own stoves for my house and then bring them up there, like stuff like that. I would advocate for it. Because
I think that construction in general is probably extremely limited.
It's very limited and very inaccessible, and I'm aware of that, which is why I want to take my time thinking of how we can do it properly, because there's a lot of things I've worked on in the past that have taken time. I don't want to just princess it.
I don't think there is a path, because if there was a path, we would have hit that already, and we would see things inside. I
think it probably would have happened up there.
We would have had registers in there. Yeah, there's just isn't. I just don't think. It
breaks my heart. It actually just breaks my heart.
There's nothing. I mean, I think that we are coming to a eventual point where the city's gonna fucking blow up, right? And I think we shouldn't be putting so much weight into things that might be needed theoretically for a population that barely exists.
I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm trying to be very plain, because, like,
I'd rather you be
the city might fucking blow up in a month or 3 months.
Oh, no,
right?
There's a lot of things that could be for as to why it would blow up. So no, I'm there with you. But I'm just thinking, what can I get done with what I have now?
I would say get it going and have someone a restaurant down here. You cook it and you bring it up. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what I am doing, right? Yeah. That's why I have a business in Grapeseed. For food, because I get it made and I bring it up there, right?
And food is cheap. You know what I'm saying? It's barely like, brother, she's blown like $20 million. And by the way, she's lying to the DOJ about the DOJ. I get a
migraine anytime this is brought up. I get sad. I get lonely. I want to fucking pull out an umbrella in the rain.
And I'm with you. But my point there is like saying, yo, we're taking $500,000 for the restaurant every month is actually incredibly reasonable. That's the kind of thing that should have been happening. It shouldn't have been like, woe is me, there's nothing happening over here. It's like, no, you guys are making it up for your actual population, which is like 10 people. Right?
Know what's gonna happen?
But wait, hold on. Let me just to finish. Okay, like, realistically, there's like 10 people in Blaine County, like at a given time, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm being a little exaggeratory, but it's not really. Like, even like Chaos Legion, like the active ones are down in the city now.
That's the population. Usually.
That's the population.
That was,
it's Princess, anyone doing BCSO bits, right? Well, the rest are down here
with their house.
Yeah, and maybe like one or two people up there. And this isn't to say like fuck Blaine County or whatever. It's a reality.
It's the truth. There's nothing to really,
And so now, is it cool to make something vibrant? Absolutely. But very similar to when I got into office, businesses were in the gutter, right? No one was getting approvals. No one was getting this. So what do? We had a submission form, right? Put in the businesses. We had people start putting in applications. We went through it. We did a whole thing. Like actually garner like interest, right? Slowly build it up. And I think that's why for me, it's a little, for me, I take it very personally, and for the entirety of the cabinet, when it's kind of like, well, you guys got all this stuff, and it's like, we did 100 times what you did to get here, right? We didn't wake up one day and our businesses were working. We had these websites. We had the court center, like this was working. No, it was gradual. We had to fight some very fucking cracked level battles. You know what I mean? Like we paid our dues. And so it's got to start at ground zero. Like even if that means opening up a little restaurant and bringing food up there, because if that activity is going up there, that actually shows that things like that come when people come. The interest needs to come before the everything else.
Yeah. No,
like New Epsilon's been going for what, for God knows how long?
For a long time.
A long time, and then the building opened, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't just be like, well, if the building's open, people are gonna come. No, people aren't gonna come because no one gives a shit.
Yeah, there were actually garnered followers from around the city, and that's why it actually became a staple of a lot of things in the city.
Exactly.
There's housing there. I get it, and that's the difference between you and her. You have a process of everything working towards versus she sees a kid with a new big wheel bike out in the street, and she says, well, I want that big wheel bike.
That's exactly it.
The big wheel bike. I'm worried when these stalls happen, or the food stalls, she's going to get a food stall, and that money's going to go towards more purchases. And I'm just like, but that could go into, what matters for it. Which at this point, I've checked the sliders. I know it's fucked up. And I'm just kind of set on the fact that I can't do anything about it. So I'm kind of just...
Run next term, brother.
Do I really want to do... Like, let's be real with you. Like, what is there to fix that I feel like that's within availability of fixing,
You fucking... You boot out that there's too many, maybe deputies. You start with booting their ass out.
Oh, yeah.
Stop with 20 fucking cadet BCSO academies, which is insane. Well, their retention rate is literally like 5%. Like I'm not even kidding. It's like 5%. It's awful.
Over quantity.
Yes.
It's always been a case of they're getting top. Are they going to retain that information?
You take their budget, brother.
Yeah.
You take their budget. It's actually the reason why it's not a problem for me is because my budget, the amount that Turner is managing it well. He's not overspending his budget, right? And at the same time, he's got what we would be giving him, right? But up there, BCSO literally garners more money than you guys, right? Yet they're still getting checks. It's insane.
It
doesn't logically make sense, the ratios.
If they're getting that amount, right? Hypothetically, like I could, in theory, I don't want to say defund the police. That would be horrible.
No. You do what you know how me and Turner do it? We talk about budget. We talk about the parts. We talk about the subsidies. You take the money coming in from their processing and you have them come in and say, we need a budget for this, and that. Instead, you got you're trying to start a little food place. Well, they're sitting over there trading fucking yachts and fucking V12s and whatnot because they got so much of it. And that's on top of the fucking pursuit budget. Like, let's not even forget that.
No, I'm not going to forget the budget. I'm not. It's a shitstorm. I do want to fix it. I think I need to... I was talking to Helen about a lot of things that I'd want to fix within BCSO having just money. just in general, and it going towards the right avenues. Because I do feel like a lot of parts and things that are already there could be accounted for, and at least talked over for, so that I at least want there to be a connection just between conversation. I feel like that's a good thing to start with right now. I just find it difficult because I'm not in the best thing to do it. I don't think running would change it either. BCO kind of acts like their own entity sometimes.
So they not sometimes, all the time. That's the fucking bullshit we have to deal with down here too. Luckily, we beat them into submission, right? And said, "Suck my dick." We're legislating. Now what?
If I'm able to, I'll think about it. But for now, I'm kind of just waiting for this to come to a close in a way. Like I'm doing what I can with the tools I have.
Yeah, and that's how you should be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, fuck. Take the start a restaurant up there. You know.
There's a restaurant up there. I already have one opened up.
Oh. And then start cooking. Get people down there, right? Like get events going and shit, and then be like, I'm running. I want this to be everywhere.
Yeah. I have a deal with roleplay. I worked out a thing with lifers that they could sell their food out of there too. So at least brings attention, and there's food coming in and out. There's a whole thing I have for it that I've done on my own with 2 other people.
Hell yeah.
Here, let me call you back. But yeah, no, I've been doing my own shit for like a while, right? Like I haven't tried to rely on anything because of it. It just sucks that
you know what Blaine County seems like?
All that property, you know.
You ever heard about it? Like there's like some third world countries where like the military has like 90% of the riches.
Yeah.
That's literally Blaine County. You got like the tents, right? And then there's like fucking, you know, like right next door is like this military base with like fucking tanks and jets and shit.
Wakandan and fucking products, yeah.
Wakandan engines. You know, they got these.
It just gets me so hurt, bro, that it actually could have been good if she just didn't make purchases like that. Because we were doing pretty good on balancing. It really was doing good.
Y'all had $49 million when Mumbles got out of office.
I checked the fucking dates. I know, and it fucking hurts. And it hurts.
I don't even know how that was spent.
I don't.
I want you to keep in mind that our biggest expenditure are events that all of San Andreas benefits from, right? And even this stuff, everyone's going to benefit from it, right? Where have we spent any other money? That's the perspective, right? Like, can you imagine if I'm like, hey, you know what? You want a house? We're going to get Jaycn a house. We're going to get you a house. We're going to get... We would used to joke about getting the mansions for $12 million. And I said, hell no, we can't justify that. That's crappy. They came up for sale, the fucking $12 million, $16 million ones, whatever. You know what I mean? Wait, Jaycn, you were a part of the cabinet at that time, right?
Yeah. The one that... the one that came up for repo, I was around for. Not when they first came up for sale, though.
Yes. Yeah, the repo one. And at the end of the day, I was like, I can't justify it. It feels wrong. You know what I mean?
You wanted to.
I did. Yeah, I did. I would have. But at the end of it, I was like, that would be like gross, right? Because a mayor is going to be a reflection of what the next person's going to do, right? So if you come in and you bastardize it, right, what are you going to expect? The entire system's going to fall over, right? And then whose fault is it? The mayor before, right? Like if you came in and just became like, I don't know, like some military leader and started like, you know, I don't know, going after like one crew and you know, all like law was suspended. Like, you know, imagine I did some shit like that, like took the entire police department and said like, yo, I want you to go like, I don't know, fucking like... Bruce did this thing, and I was like, you know what? I want you guys to go fucking start raiding their properties, or you're gonna get the fuck like
Jesus Christ.
Could you imagine something like that, right? Or I went and like blew the 400 million on some shit. Well, then what happens? Fucking probably there's gonna be another constitutional change, right?
There's gonna be a lot of legislation written about some bullshit. There's gonna be a Moose Knuckles thing, yeah.
So, anyways, we've been talking for a minute.
Yeah, this has been going on, and I'm actually just disappointed as shit that I have to do.
Listen, we'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be great, bro. Maybe I'll run, maybe I won't. Hopefully, Jimbo said he was gonna run.
Yeah. He probably do a decent job.
Oh, yeah, I feel like Jimbo would have best interest in mind.
Yeah.
No?
Well,
Jimbo
I'm gonna get out of here, but yeah, Jason, we'll chat tomorrow. Go deeper one.
Talk
a good
tomorrow
chat, guys.
for sure.
All right,
good one, man.
Y'all stay safe.
I think.
Poor guy, man. You guys get it, right? I don't want to like in RP talk about writing an email to Coil, right? Like that's weird. Like I appreciate that, you know, he came in with the 2 constitutional things when he didn't have